What's going on, Titans fans? Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I know we're still all a little upset about the Sunday loss to the Broncos, 12-20. But today, I'm here to dig a little bit deeper into the good, the bad, and the plain ugly that we saw in Sunday's loss. Now, if you're one of those people that have to have something good, I'm going to tell you, there was not a lot of good that came out of Sunday's game. But there was some hope that we can kind of cling to and kind of get us through this season, because Titans fans, it's going to be a long, long season. Starting off with the good, I think probably, the most promising thing that we can say that came out of Sunday's loss is Cam Ward. He didn't look terrible. If his receivers would have helped him out, he would have looked a lot better as far as catching the balls. But the play calling, the pressure that Denver was putting on Cam Ward, I think he looked poised. I think he looked calm. He was making good decisions. The really only bad decisions he made is he took the 2 sacks, down in field goal range that put us out of field goal range. Other than that, though, I think Cam Ward is going to find his footing. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback for this franchise as long as we don't screw him up, as Tennessee Titans have been known to do. And also, too, I guess you could say the defense played pretty good. Now, usually in the first couple weeks of the NFL, defenses are always going to be better than offenses just because the offense just hasn't found their footing yet. They still haven't found that connection, that clicking. So defenses are always going to be a little bit better, a little bit ahead of the offenses, always in the first couple weeks, until the offense kind of finds their footings. But I do feel like the Titans played a pretty good game, creating the 4 turnovers. We did have the 1 strip sack. We held Denver's offense in check pretty much the whole game. Just there's a few things that we just kind of dropped the ball on. And I know last season, special teams was clearly an issue. Special teams, we had the DK 70-yard kickoff return that set us up for the field goal right before half. Joey Sly, thank God that he can hit a field goal. Hit 4 field goals in this game, was actually our only scoring points of this game. But if you're looking for some positive to come out of this game, Cam Ward, he didn't play spectacular. He didn't play great. If he would have had some help from his receivers, he would have had a pretty good game. Defense looked pretty good. And then special teams, huge improvement. Adding Bones Fossil as the coach. You can just see the excitement that he brings on the sidelines. He gets these guys excited. You want to play for Bones Fossil. He's a very respected coach, special teams coach, been in the league for over 16 years. So that is some promises. Hopefully we won't have any losses this season. Some stupid losses from the special teams. Now we're on to the bad, and this is where the list gets a lot longer. As far as the bad, in this game, our defense produced 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles, and we only got 6 points from those turnovers. Obviously, the Joey Sly field goals, he had 2 of them. We just could not score a touchdown. No matter how much Denver just kept giving us the ball, kept wrapping this gift up and handing it to us, we just could not produce a touchdown to save our life. Now, I know a lot of this has to do with the play calling. You're down the goal line. You have this franchise quarterback, Cam Ward. You believe so much in him. You hyped him up so much, but you don't trust him enough to give the ball to him to make a decision on basically in the red zone. You do 3 run plays. Last one, Joey Chestnut just gets stuffed up. I don't understand why, we kept calling the run plays. But then whenever it's crucial timing and we're on our own 7 with like 49 seconds to go before halftime, here's the time that we decide we're going to let Cam Ward sling the ball all over the field, almost taking us a safety. Got sacked on like the half-inch line. You have the Ridley drops. I saw in one place that he had 3 drops. I saw another place he had 4 drops. I know he had 8 targets for only 4 catches. So, as the number 1 receiver that you are, Calvin Ridley, All we heard all offseason is the connection that Ridley and Ward had. And you go out there and you get paid, I think what is like $23 million a year that Calvin Ridley is making, and you can't catch the damn ball. Now, if you remember the start of last season, same problem. Same problem that Calvin Ridley had. He had bricks for hands. He couldn't catch shit. But then as the season went on, he started getting a little better. I don't know. Maybe that's something. He's a slow start. I think in this game coming up against the Rams, we have to get Calvin Ridley involved early to kind of solidify throughout the game that he's going to be there to be a dependable catch passer from Cam Ward. The penalties, oh my God, the penalties. We had 131 yards of penalties on 6 penalties. As far as our total offense, we had 133 yards of offense. So we almost surpassed our offensive production in this game with just penalties. And it seemed like every time there was a penalty, it was in the worst possible time. It was like every time that we needed a break, it was like someone on the Titans was like, no, let's just stay out here a little bit longer and get a little bit more tired so that way they can just wear us down even more. And also, too, onto the injuries, as far as my bad category, J.C. Latham went out, and that's when just all hell broke loose. That's when Cam Ward took the 2 bad sacks that he shouldn't have took. He had to get rid of that ball, but I think he was just trying to make a play. One thing I will say about Cam Ward is it seems like every mistake that he made in preseason and OTAs that I heard is that he would work on it to get better and to not do that again. So I'm going to chalk that up for just a rookie mistake. He thought he could make a play, and clearly he couldn't. And another thing that I want to talk about, too, that is just blows my mind is that L'Jarius Sneed, he played the first half, and then he was completely absent in the second half. He didn't play a single snap in the second half. And he said in the interview that Brian Callahan wanted to limit his snap counts. He only played 19 snaps. But he said the whole time that he was good to go. Like, he wanted to be out there helping him, and we sure as hell could have used him. Because you are paying this man so much money a year to only have him play 19 snaps. And I understand you don't want him to re-injure his injury, but you keep him out of the game the whole second half. I don't know why we used up all the 19 snaps that you want him to play in the first half. Why not spread that out a little bit, bud? Like, you don't think we might need him maybe in the fourth quarter? You think? I don't understand. Brian Callahan, I understand. I've said this again. He is on the hot seat, and his seat just keeps getting warmer and warmer and warmer. As far as the O-line, and I remember Brian Callahan, his dad, being a coach back in the 90s, and I didn't think he was a good coach then. He was coaching the Oakland Raiders. I don't think they were anything special, but they bring him in to be the O-line's coach, and he's apparently this, I keep hearing how much of a guru he is with the O-line, but dude, I haven't seen shit. Like, in this game, we gave up 6 sacks. And the stat that sticks out most to me is this the 3rd most sacks in a debut by a rookie quarterback since 2000. I mean, think about it. How much money did we spend to revamp this line? We just gave money to Dan Moore Jr., who is showing signs that he's the same Dan Moore Jr. that he was in Pittsburgh. We gave money to Kevin Zeitler, who had that really bad false start that really kind of hurt us on that one. But we gave all this money to revamp this line to still produce 6 sacks, the 3rd highest of a rookie debut since 2000. I mean, hopefully Cam Ward can make it through the season. I understand Denver's defense is really tough, but damn, dude, like, you cannot have your franchise quarterback taking the hits and getting sacked the way that he was. On to the ugly, and it's going to get bad. I'm going to try not to get heated. But let's start it off. Dan Moore Jr. He played 57 snaps. He had 2 penalties. He gave up no sacks, so that's good. He did have 1 hit, and he did give up 4 pressures. So the no sacks, that's good, but he did have the 2 crucial penalties. His grade was 38.1. He ranked 75th out of 76 tackles. There was one dude worse than you, and I don't know who that was, but there's one dude that was worse than you. And in this offseason, Dan Moore Jr. had the second highest payout signing of an offensive tackle. So we spent all this money to get a grading of 38.1. And I looked this up because I wanted to see, because last season, we all know the name Nicholas Petit-Frere. I didn't think it'd get any worse. Do you know what Nicholas Petit-Frere's grading was throughout the season? 42.1. And he made $1.3 million as far as a salary. So, Dan Moore, who's getting paid, I think, $23 million a year. I'll correct that if I'm wrong, but put up a rating of 38.1, making $20 million more than Nicholas Petit-Frere. You can't tell me that there's no one else better out there. Yahoo Sports came out with their ratings, and they gave the offense of the Tennessee Titans on Sunday, they graded it an F. Completely fair, 100% agree with that. Defense, they gave it a B. I agree with that. Maybe a B minus. But that is fair. I 100% agree with that. Special teams. This is a big one, Titans fans, because if you've been a Titans fan for long enough, you know this is something that has just always been a dagger in our side. And that is special teams. They gave the special teams a B+. I mean, I don't know the last time. I'd have to look this up. I might put it up on the screen. The last time the Titans had a kick return or a punt return in a game. I don't know the last time they did it. Nothing is coming to mind off the top of my head. I'm just thinking of like days with Pac-Man Jones. I don't know if anyone in the later years have done that. I'll have to go back and check for that. And then the coaching, F. If I could give coaching an F minus, I 100% would. If it could go any lower than F, I 100% would. Because, as we all know, it's all been coming out that Elika Manor had that catch on 1st and 20. He came down, elbow touched inbounds. When Brian Callahan was questioned about this, because he didn't challenge it, and if I try to find the clip, I'll throw it up. There was a guy, one of his coaching assistants, running down the sideline saying, his elbow touch. And Brian Callahan's right there and does nothing about it. When questioned afterwards by Paul Koharski of why he didn't challenge it, he said, you gotta have a foot down too. And then Paul Koharski goes on to present the rules and on Twitter, saying that no, one elbow down is equal to 2 feet in bounds, and that, who knows, that could have completely changed the game. We probably would have got a field goal off of it. I mean, because who knows what that would have led to. It was 1st and 20. It would have been a huge shift. Then you have the decision from the 7-yard line of, let's not run the ball to run out the clock or try to get Denver to use their timeouts. So that way we can go into the half with, some confidence, some feel-goods about us. No, we decided to throw the ball 3 times, resulting in the sack and the punt, which led to Denver scoring their first touchdown of the game. And, I think there's some few things that would have changed this whole dynamic of this game. If we would have scored at least 1 touchdown off the turnovers. Okay, 1 touchdown, and then if Brian Callahan would have just ran the ball out, try to get the clock out before the halftime, Titans would have walked away from this game with a W. It would have been super ugly, but I think we would have won this game. If those 2 things wouldn't have happened, who knows? I mean, Denver probably would have changed their game plan, but who knows what would have happened if we would have changed those 2 key things in this game. Who knows what would have happened. And then Callahan, I forgot to mention this earlier, Callahan admitted the mistake of misinterpreting the rule. My interpretation of the rule was wrong. I'll own it. I didn't do a good enough job in that moment, and I should have challenged it. It probably would have resulted in a potential explosive play. You think? It was 1st and 20, dude. Like, it would have gave us a first down. He was well past the marker. And, of course, I said before, Brian Callahan's seat is burning up. It's burning his ass right now. I don't know how much longer he will last. If he has another performance like he had this past Sunday at Denver, not knowing the rules when you're a head coach is absolutely absurd to me. You get paid all this money. You bring in all these assistants. And who's to say that they weren't telling him in his head to challenge the play? And he was just like, nope, he's stubborn. He didn't want to challenge the play. He knew it had to be 1 foot down as well. Blows my mind. Blows my mind. But guys, that's what I have for as far as the Titans, the good, bad, and the ugly. Not a lot of good, a lot of bad, and a lot of ugly. So, it's going to be a long season, guys. If you do like Titans content, please hit that like and subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell notification and select all, so that way YouTube will notify you anytime that I upload anything Titans content. I would love to hear from you guys. Tell me what your grade is on this as far as, coaching, offense, defense, special teams. Overall, Sunday against the Broncos, overall, even though the defense did good, even though special teams did good, I still got to give the Titans probably a D-. Just because going in this game, I didn't expect us to win. I think everyone had us counted out. And the fact that we played good on defense, we held the Broncos to only 20 points, and we had a chance, so many chances, to take control of this game and win this game and solidify Cam Ward as the legend that I think he's going to be. And we fumble it away. We just fumble the whole thing. And just the coaching decisions based off Brian Callahan. Man, I don't see him making it past the bye week. And I don't know if he makes it past week 4. I'll be honest with you. I think the Rams, we'll probably lose to the Rams. If we lose to the Colts and the Texans, I think Callahan's gone. I was going to say, I think Callahan's gone if we lose to the Colts and the Texans. I know a lot of people are saying that probably wait till we go 2-6, but I don't know. I don't know if we can wait for that. Amy Adams-Strong is building this new stadium. She's going to want to sell tickets. Right now, if you go to a Titans game, it is about 70% of the other team. So if you go to a Titans game, you're guaranteed to be in a stadium with about 70% of the other team's fans there with you. It's the most frustrating thing I can possibly imagine. Being in there with just the opponent's other fans. It sucks, dude. So, she's wanting to sell tickets for this new stadium, and losing is not going to do that. I think she's going to make a decision. She's going to fire Brian Callahan probably after week 4. That's my bold prediction. Callahan gets fired after week 4. So, guys, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys. Mom, I love you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys.